Hey guys, before the video starts, I just wanted to apologize for the lack of uploads recently. I haven't really had much time to work on any videos because of final exams and renovations going on in my house, so finding time to actually work on these was very difficult, to say the very least. So apologies for that, fellas. Let's talk about Baizhu now. Sub and like if you enjoyed, it would really mean a lot, and it would help the algorithm know that this channel exists. So Baizhu is kind of in a weird place in the meta right now. Just being Dendro is already enough to say that he's at least a decent unit. Since he's a Catalyst user, his normal attacks apply Dendro by default, which can make him a solid on-field Dendro driver. He won't be doing much damage, but we all know how much damage Dendro reactions do anyway. If they can be used in Hyper Bloom, they will be good. Or so I've been told. Baiju's damage isn't too great for what he's supposed to be. I mean, he's meant to be a healer and a shielder, right? It should be somewhat expected from a doctor. He actually does perform well for both healing and shielding. His healing from his skill pretty much heals around 8 to 9k HP, I believe, which is pretty good considering that it heals everyone in the party. Even though his shield is laughably weak, like paper-thin weak, it does its purpose. To prevent any interruption to your on-field character, it does heal a decent amount as well, and it does refresh. And every time it does break a refresh, it will apply a bit of Dendro and heal. The important part is that he's the only Dendro shielder in the game as of right now, so he offers more team options with some flexibility. There aren't many Dendro teams that have enough space for a shielder or a healer. Kuki is typically your only healer in a Hyper Bloom team, so now that Baiju's in the game, you have more options. What he offers to any team isn't something completely game-breaking or new. We've already seen multiple healers and shielders before. He's not gonna replace Nahida or Alhaitham anytime soon, because let's be real, his Dendro application isn't that great. It's there and it's noticeable, but it's not outstanding, especially since it only applies Dendro to a single target. I know a lot of you guys are possibly going to bring up Cyno, since Baizhu seems like the perfect unit to pair up with him, and while that may be true, he doesn't necessarily offer much besides comfort. To some of you, comfort is a really nice thing to have, but it's not a necessity. Sure, having a shield removes a lot of the frustration of being knocked around, and healing makes it a lot more comfortable, but in my opinion, I feel like a lot of the Dendro characters just feel a lot more consistent and offer more to the team. If you were to use Cyno and Baizhu at the same time, you would have two very energy-hungry units in the same team. This isn't really ideal because you either need to sacrifice another team slot for a battery or build more into ER over a stronger build. For Baizhu, it's a much bigger deal than you might think because his burst costs 80 energy and his particle generation is very minuscule, so it can be quite difficult getting his burst on cooldown. I guess you could run Nahida and Baizhu in the same team because they both have buff Dendro reactions with their passives, but that means you either have to run a Hydro character for Hyper Bloom or another Electro character to funnel particles into Cyno. Outside of that, I think Baizhu is perfectly fine the way he is right now. He can work in pretty much any Dendro team imaginable, and he makes them feel very comfy. The way I see him is kind of similar to Zhongli. He's a good character and he does his job well, but he's more of a luxury pick because what he does isn't really needed all that much. I think his overall place in the meta right now is in an okay spot because he has decent Dendro application for any team you can imagine, he's easy to build and easy to play. He's definitely not going to beat Nahida and Alhaitham in terms of the meta, but that definitely doesn't make Baizhu worthless. He serves a completely different purpose. Well, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a while, so if you could sub and like, it would really be appreciated because it lets the algorithm know that this channel exists again. Have a good night and day wherever you're at, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace and take care.